إلا الله.
Good morning, everyone. Very early this up, and just arrived at Masjid Qubba, one of the early mosques, very first mosque established by the Prophet, place of prayer. When he came here, he prayed, and it was established as one of the first mosques in Islam when the Prophet came to Medina. And look, it's you can hear the rush behind me. It's still so busy. There's so many people here, but we're gonna go in and try and pray. And wow, I'm surprised. It's about 8:45, and there's so many people here. There's such a huge rush. So we're gonna go in and pray, where the Prophet had said, whoever prays two supererogatory prayers here, nafil, you get the reward of a accepted umrah. So no wonder so many people are coming here to pray. And historically, this is one of the first mosques, the first mosque established by the Prophet. Nearby, there's a well where the Prophet, the water was brackish, it wasn't good, and the Prophet spat into the well, and it became sweet. And he performed wudu with that water, a bit of adaq, I think it's called, and he also drank of that water. There's a nearby. There's also a place which is known as Masjid Musabbih, or which is another location where the Prophet alighted, and he spent some time, and he prayed, and he established it as a place for prayer. Um, and there's another event where the Prophet, in a particular place, when he first came to Medina, he could not be recognized. He's with his companion Abu Bakr, and he could not be recognized as who is Muhammad amongst them, due to the people of Medina not having seen the Prophet. And I think by drawing a veil over the Prophet, or putting a cloak over him, or something to create shade over him, made it clear that this is the Prophet, and he's known as the mosque of the shade also. So we're going to go into Quba now. Really busy, and we're going to pray. Okay. Lovely piece of architecture. It's actually won an award, or been built, I think, by an award-winning architect. And this is the courtyard. Really rains here, so there's no harm of things getting wet. But excuse me, I've got a little bit of a cold and a runny nose. So that's the most lovely green carpet here. So here we are in Masjid Quba. We've just prayed our two nafil prayer, and hopefully we could get the reward which the Prophet mentioned, which is a completed Umrah, which is accepted. So this mosque is Masjid Quba, one of the first mosques found within the history of Islam. After his emigration to Medina, the Prophet spent at least 14 nights here praying Qasr prayer, and as he waited for Ali ibn Abi Talib to arrive from Mecca, who had remained in Mecca to safeguard the life of the Prophet and sleep in his bed. And then he arrived after 14 days, and then the Prophet stopped praying Qasr here in this mosque. And this particular building itself is very new, built 1984. The original structure was torn down. But it's said that the Prophet himself was involved in the building of this mosque. And of course, we know a mosque is not an ornate place necessarily, it's just rocks. And he placed the rocks for this mosque himself. The hadith states the Prophet would come here every Saturday, whether on riding on his camel or whether he was walking. And this used to be in the village of Qubba, which was located outside of Medina at the time. And of course, the city's expanded so much, it's well within the city now. And it's a very large, modern sort of building. Still small compared with the amount of people that come here. But in comparison to the mosque, which is known as Masjid Dirar, which was destroyed by the Prophet and told because it was built by the Munafiqeen to create friction. This particular mosque is mentioned in the Quran as it is built on taqwa and devoutness. And there's a verse in the Quran in Surah number 9 which mentions this, that a mosque which is built on the foundations of taqwa and devoutness, and this is considered that very place. So let's have a look at it. Here we are. It's a bit noisy out here, so the crowds. It's a really pretty mosque. There's no doubt. The mosque is beautiful. Designed by this architect. I think he's an Egyptian. It's beautiful the way he's designed it. Lovely arabesque architecture. Palm trees. Lovely white sort of colour. It's very busy. This is the morning. It's about 8 o'clock, and it's so busy. Look at the birds. There's a lot of pigeons here, and it's beautiful. And it is a beautiful mosque. That's the mosque. It's a hive of activity. Lovely, fresh Medinan grapes here. You got the mosque over there. Hive of activity. There's people buying things, there's sellers, there's traders, and a huge amount of pilgrims, tourists, just to see this famous place of the Prophet. We're now here at the place known as Bi'r al-Ihn, where a companion of the Prophet, Abu Salama, died, and the Prophet came here and he put his saliva into the well, and he made the well a place which the water could be used. He actually drank and made wudu from it, and he also gave ghusl to his companion. The area was known as Asir, and then he changed the name to Yasira to make it from hardship to ease. And then Fakhri Pasha built a structure over here, the Ottoman governor, in remembrance of this particular area. And there was a massive, just before here, there's also a very big garden, which is the garden of Abdurrahman bin Auf, one of the companions of the Prophet. And that garden is at the back. It's a big garden, and that's also present here. But this particular area is known as Al-Ihn, Bi'r al-Ihn, which is a well. And here you can buy dates. The Prophet had said that ajwa is from the fruits of paradise when he was asked by the companions. Ambari date is also very good, and Barni is another date which the Prophet had said that it takes out disease and it does not cause disease. So that's another particular date. So let's just show you that structure which is just across here. So that just over there is the structure, Ottoman era structure. They've got it all closed off, like many places here. You don't get to see things close, but that's it there.